So I'm gonna be turning 25 in 3 months. Damn, that is quicker than I actually thought. In literally 3 months. My birthday's in September, so this should be released in July. And I have so many things that run through my mind. Like last year when I turned 24, I realized that time's moving faster than I thought. Like I went to uni or university, finished university. I was what, 21, 22. And then I blink and I'm 24 and I feel like I haven't done much. Even though other people would say, "Hey, you're doing well for your age. You're doing this, you're doing that." But I feel like I should be doing more. Like I could be doing more. I should have done more. I don't know how to explain it, but today we're just going to be talking about turning 25, things I wish I'd done earlier, stuff like that. Moving out, moving out of the parents' crib and investing. Like, I feel like investing is a grown man topic. That's like, yo, when I was 18, 19, 20, before 22, if someone said investing, I would have been like, bro, I got time. It's all right. And they always say, start as soon as possible. But I'm like, don't worry, bro. I got time. It's okay. Don't worry about me. You know what I'm trying to say? But where should we start? Like, yo, 2025. Yeah. So the closer it gets, it's like everyone's like, bro, you're going to be closer to 30 than you are to 20. Like, your 20s are over. Da, 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 da. And I'm not that worried about it anymore. Just because, like, I see people online and I'm like, damn, you're like 28. I'll be all right. You know what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, there's people that are 20, 21, 19 doing crazy shit. And it makes you just, well, it makes me think anyway. And I know comparison is a thief of joy or whatever them niggas say. But like it's just really motivating to see people younger do good and people just do good in general, whether you're older or younger. And then it just puts me in a weird position. And I feel like 25 is that weird age. Like some people have kids. I ain't got kids. Some people got kids. Some people are married. Some people are still living at home. Some people have moved out. Some people have bought their first house. Some people are, people are in their careers now. Some people are still trying to figure it out. Like it's such a weird age. Whereas when we were like 22 and below, it was like, bro, even 21 and below is like, oh, you're at uni, yeah, you're still in education. Okay, cool. Oh, you're doing an apprenticeship. Okay, cool. You're not sure what you're fully gonna do yet, but you're doing something to get towards somewhere. Now it's like, yeah, people have already done what they needed to do, and they are technically where they want to be, or they're almost where they want to be. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if I went to uni to be a fucking doctor or some shit, and I don't know how long that is, 6 years, I would have been coming out now. Like shout out to all you men that are being doctors. Still, I'm not gonna lie, that just isn't for me. And it like couldn't even be a nurse, bro. If if there's any blood around, needles, injections, I'm not there for it. It's the last thing I want to do. I'll be so real. But yeah, turning 25. Do I have any regrets that I wish I'd done sooner? I would I wouldn't say I have massive regrets. Like one thing I would say is I can't even say I wish I didn't go to uni because I feel like everything that happened up until this point made me who I am today. So like if I didn't go uni, maybe I wouldn't have been involved in crypto, maybe I wouldn't have lost so much money, maybe I wouldn't have, tried to make money online, maybe I wouldn't have started video editing. Like all these other things are just interconnected, almost like the butterfly effect, If I didn't go to uni or maybe if I didn't go to the motive in uni or I didn't speak to this person in uni, none of this would have happened. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't regret uni, but did I use university to its full capacity? No, no, definitely not. Like I went UOB, University of Birmingham. It was okay. Like everyone kind of gassed it up. And to be honest, I wasn't gonna go uni when like I got my A level results. Not even my A level results actually. It was I got rejected from Loughborough, which was my first choice. And obviously, I'm a sports guy, so I went to uni to do sports science. And I got rejected from Loughborough. They're like the best sports university in the UK. And bro, I was devastated, bro. And they were just like, yo, it's because your maths was a 5, not a 6. I was like, my maths, bro, I'm trying to do sports. Like, come on now. And teachers were telling me to resit maths. I'm like, I'm not resitting maths, bro. Forget that. But I applied to UOB, got into UOB, and yeah, I don't think it was anything special. I feel like I could have went to Nottingham or I can't say Northampton, Nottingham, Manchester. them places there. But yeah, I feel like everything made me who I am, you know? I did make some silly choices when I was younger. Not gonna get into that. But just some dumb choices I thought, damn, if that turned out wrong, life would be upside down, you know what I'm trying to say? So I guess one mistake doesn't make you, 10 mistakes doesn't make you, but it can shape you. I don't even know if I'm chatting shit right now. I don't know if I'm chatting shit. But also the uni experience. I wanted to go Loughborough because I wanted to move out and experience like living alone, student accommodations, like having your own place technically while you're young is just an experience where you don't have kids or you don't have anything else. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that noise, but I'm outside and I can't do nothing. But I didn't get that experience because I went to UOB and I live in Birmingham, so going to the uni of Birmingham didn't make sense to move out. Plus, I was kind of looking at the prices and I was just like, bro, what? I'm gonna pay how much was it? Like 2 bills a week, something stupid like that. 8 bills a month and student finance ain't even paying that much. Like I'll be scraping pennies, I'll be eating like beans on toast, or I'll be like, I don't know if you like have seen this TikToker, yeah. I don't even know his name, but it's like a broke uni student and he cooks his rice with milk. He fries his chicken with milk. And like he'll fry his chicken with no pot straight on the stove, like just some broke uni student shit. But nah, it just didn't make sense. So now I'm 25, and some people are like, "Oh, buy a house." I'm like, I'm not even sure I want to live in Birmingham for the rest of my life to buy a house. They're like, "Oh, yeah, you can rent it out." And then I'm kind of like going through the pros and cons. You guys can leave your thoughts in the comments. Like is it I can't say is it worth buying a house, but is it worth mortgaging a house to rent it out to tenants? Because then it's taking up mental space, mental capacity, and you have to deal with them. And I'm worried about getting bad tenants per se. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to get a tenant where they're like, yo, yeah, can't pay. I'm not leaving either. So you're gonna have to do whatever. And I heard the legal battle's long. It's just everything. Then I'm like, so I'm gonna have to be paying for the mortgage even though they're not paying for the rent, which means I'm gonna be out of pocket. So it just like that kind of stuff just doesn't make sense. Plus, I'm only 25. Like, do I want to live in this area? Do I know this area? Like, I come from the ends, quote unquote. So I wouldn't be living in that same area. I wouldn't buy a house in that area unless it was my childhood home, actually. But I don't know anywhere else. Like, I haven't really been anywhere else to know if I want to live there. I haven't even lived by myself to know if I want to stay in Birmingham. Maybe I want to go to Manchester. Maybe I don't want to be in the UK. So mortgaging just didn't make sense. But then moving out, people are like, oh, renting is crazy, bro. Like, you're going to rent. Like, I'm trying to move towards the city center a bit. And they're like, bro, city center, that's crazy money. Like, you're gonna be paying like 1,000 something a month, like 1.2 to 1.4 or something a month, and that's just the rent. Then you got bills, like you're gonna starve. You're gonna, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm just like, bro, let's just relax. I'm not trying to say I made the money, not just yet, but like I don't think it's that deep. Plus, as people say, some men say you're never gonna be in your 20s again, riding a jet ski in Miami, or you're not gonna be 20 in your 20s again, living in the city center. You're not gonna be in your 20s again to do this, to do that, to do this. So, just live your life how you want to live your life, not obviously concerned about the future, which we'll get into in a minute with investing, but don't be like, oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to take this risk. Oh, it's so risky. What happens if I can't pay, etc., etc. And I'll also say, in your 20s is probably the best time, especially if you're fortunate enough to have your parents alive, like I am. If something goes fucking wrong, just go back home. You know what I'm trying to say? You're not going to be homeless, bro. Just go back home. And if something goes wrong, you downsize. Like, it's not going to be the fucking end of the world unless you're already at the most minimum rent and place that you can like live and you just can't afford it. That's when you're royally fucked. You know what I'm trying to say? But obviously I do have the future in mind and stuff like that. But rented just makes sense for me right now. Plus with investing, I don't want to say I'm fully educated on it. Whatever I say in this video is not financial advice, by the way. I'm going to be telling you guys what I'm doing. Well, currently anyway. And yeah, so when it comes to investing, like I always thought renting was a waste of money, like a lot of people thought. But then I'm like, oh, you know, people work people work like all these years, and they do like the pension thing, da 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 da. And I just realized you get taxed when you take out your pension. I'm not sure if you get taxed because you take it out early or you get taxed after you take a certain amount. I'm like, that's messed up. Then I realized the S&P 500 gives you 20,000 per year. The sun's coming out, so I feel like I've just gone extra bright. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, the S&P 500, you can put 20,000 in there tax free, and the returns on that money would also be tax free. And there's news of them kind of like wanting to reduce it to like 6,000. And I'm like, it's crazy that not enough people actually talk about this and not enough people actually utilize. I'm not trying to say slap a whole 20K in there, but some people don't utilize it at all. A lot of people don't know about it. I didn't know about it. The people that raised me didn't really know about it. Or if they did, they thought it was too risky. But I'm just like, everything is risky. If you can't pay your mortgage, they're going to take it away, even if you've paid for 20 years and you've only got 2 years left. You know what I'm trying to say? So everything that you've put down is just gone. Plus, the mortgage is like when interest rates go up, you're screwed. You know, you're screwed. So I feel like this is a big man conversation. You know, talking about mortgages and investing. That's like I'm turning 25, bro. You started thinking about the future, but nah, seriously, like if you're if you got a 300K mortgage, I don't know how much is interest, but I'm sure it's at least 60,000. I don't know, but that's a lot of flipping money just in interest. And then you're paying it and you're paying it. And obviously there's ways that people say you can pay a little extra every month, and then that eliminates a lot of the interest overall once you've like paid it off. But yeah, it's still a risk, getting your pension and then being taxed on the money that you get paid, and then paying into your pension to get taxed on the money you get out of your pension. Crazy. Whereas I'm not trying to say slap all your money in the S&P 500, because this is not financial advice, but I don't understand why more people don't just like put money into the S&P 500 and not use that as retirement fund per se, but use that as, investing for the future. Like another thing I always think about as well, like if you have kids and you have more than one child and you own your home, yeah, you leave the home behind for them. But what's the chances of one of them living in that house? They probably want to have their own house. So they end up selling that house anyway for whatever they can get for it. Or God forbid you're in a like your children don't really like each other and they're like, nah, I want this much, I want this much. It's just a whole long process. Whereas you can just get the S&P 500, your money grows every flipping year, or on average 8% they say over a long period of time per year. Like, and as always, you can just take it out whenever you want, tax free. That's what they say anyway. If you guys have any information on that, let me know. But yeah, man, like mortgaging is a risk, investing is a risk, of course. Renting is a risk. Everything in life is a flipping risk if you want to put it that way. So I don't feel like renting is such a bad thing. But I feel like since I'm turning 25, these things are more on my mind. Like you know what I'm trying to say? And it's also making money is just always on my mind as well. One thing my mom said to me when One thing my mom said to me just before I went to uni, she was like, "Make sure you go to uni because I want you to get your education because once you start making money, you won't want to go back to education." And I was just like, "What?" I didn't really understand it, but now I understand it. I fully understand it, and I can't say she was wrong. Like, if everything goes left and goes upside down, like I can just go back and do my masters and go get a job in sports psychology. You know what I'm trying to say? Oh, so I think, but I'm not even thinking like that. The way I'm thinking is like, hold on. So you're telling me I could have been doing this 3 years earlier. So where would I be now if I had 3 years more experience and early experience in the game, by the way? So I would have been earlier than everyone else. But then, as I said, the butterfly effect, I would have probably been doing something else. Maybe I would have been doing nonsense. Maybe I would have been doing something illegal. Maybe I would have. I don't know, you know, Ma- like you just don't know. But when it comes to moving out, I'm moving. I can't say I'm moving. This year I should be moving. If you guys want like a vlog, I'm I'm planning on vlogging more on this channel, and I've made another channel. I've called it Ajne Content Marketing, or I might call it AJ Content Marketing. I'm not sure. I might change the name, but you should find it. I'll probably put it in the description somewhere. That's going to be the channel where I basically drop. I'm just going to be dropping raw gems on content creation, marketing, business, and growing your business through social media, essentially. So you can check that channel out. This one's going to be more personal. Sometimes I might drop a few videos here and there about, you know, growing your business on socials and stuff like that. But that's going to be the main channel for it. This one's going to be more personal stuff. But yeah, moving out, I'm thinking city center. I want like a two bed. And you're probably thinking two bed. Why the hell would you want a two bed? Who you moving in with? Like the second bed would just be my office. So I'd actually have a room dedicated to content creation. And I technically do have a room at my parents' house right now, but you know, the rooms in the UK, like I know some of you might be American. The rooms in the UK are flipping tiny. Like it's mad. The room obviously I don't know the measurements, right? But there's a built-in wardrobe and all I can fit in that room is a desk and a beanbag, and that's pretty much it. Like that's literally it. The light is shoved in the corner, barely standing, and it's like basically hanging over the desk because it's so flipping small. And whenever I take the light down, I'm like, man, there's actually some room in here. But yeah, I want a second bedroom in my apartment, and I do want an apartment. As I said, I just want the experience. Like I never got that experience at uni because I never got into my first choice. So I kind of want that experience now. Plus, I feel like it's that time, bro. I'm turning 25. Like I know a lot of people say live at your parents' house and as long as you flipping can. And I hear where they're coming from. Like I'm not trying to say my household is like bad and I can't survive there. I just it might sound it might sound weird. I feel like I want a taste of independence, you know? Like from birth, I've basically lived at my mom's crib, my mom's house. I don't know what it's like to live by myself. I don't know what it's like to be hungry and be like, damn, I'm hungry. I'm gonna have to find some food for myself or order food. Whereas sometimes I'm like, can't be asked to order food, can't be asked to make food. Mom, are you cooking anything? You know what I'm trying to say? Plus, yeah, man. Yeah, it's I feel like it's just the perfect time to do that. Plus, I know a few people that have moved out, and life just looks flipping great. I don't know where all these ducks have come from. You guys can't see them, but the behind the camera, there's bare flipping ducks, bro. So many ducks. By the way, what do you men think of this view? It's so beautiful. When I'm finished this video, I might play a few games of Clash Royale because I'm addicted to it, bro. I'm addicted to it. But if there's one thing also on Clash Royale, I've managed to habit stack Clash Royale. At this point, Clash Royale has become a habit. It's a mobile game, if you guys don't know, but I'm sure a lot of people know about it. I habit stack Clash Royale with the gym, and you might be thinking, "What the fuck, bro? You play Clash Royale and then gym, bro?" I'm talking not when I'm doing like weight training or resistance training or whatever. When I'm doing cardio, light cardio, where I'm incline walking at 3.5 or 4 kilometers per hour, I'm playing Clash Royale, and I'm like, bro, I can do 45 minutes of cardio, and it feels like a breeze. In fact, one time I think I did 55 minutes, and I was only meant to do 30. So you know how it gets. Plus, there's times I'll be sitting down playing Clash Royale for at least an hour at home, and I'm like, damn, I just wasted a bunch of time. I could have been at least moving my body at the same time. So that's another thing. If you guys want to, if you're younger, for if you're older, like habit stack your shit. Like I'm not trying to say don't enjoy yourself and don't play games and da 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 da. Because I used to think like that, and it was what's the word? It helped because I did sell my PlayStation, and it allowed me to focus because I wasn't distracted by playing games, and I could put that extra hour or extra 2 hours that I would spend on PlayStation into content or just resting. Rest is just as important. And sometimes I'll play games over resting. Like someone messaged me on Instagram the other day and they were like, because I put on my story, I have a confession. I'm addicted to Clash Royale. Someone said, bro, it's 3 a.m. here and I'm still playing this stupid game. I said, bro, that's literally how it gets with PlayStation, Clash Royale, or whatever. But I found if you just got enough discipline, habit stack Clash Royale or any mobile games with cardio, you'll get fit. You'll enjoy yourself while you're getting fit. If you're doing PlayStation, it's tough. Like maybe you can buy one of them walking pads and walk while playing games, but I guess it's not the most enjoyable thing. I'm not saying you always have to habit stack, but it's a nice option to have, and it just makes it kind of it feels like a reward. It makes you feel hella productive. Like you're doing something that's technically a waste of time. That everyone on social media says like, oh, you gotta focus, bro. You need to lock in. You can't do this. You can't do that. But if you're playing games while doing cardio, you're technically doing what you're meant to be doing. But you're also just making time go faster because you're actually enjoying what you're doing. So yeah, that's one thing. I'm interested to hear what you man have to say about this one still. Moving out, investing. Also with investing, shout out Kevin for actually helping me out. He made everything so clear. I don't know what his title would be. I guess it would be like a wealth advisor or something like that. He makes everything clear. I'll probably put a link in the description to check him out. If he sees this, he sees this. I ain't gonna tell him. Or if someone sees it and you know Kevin, tell him to just send him this part of the video in it. But shout out Kevin. He made the S&P easy to understand, told me about other investments as well. And of course, depending on your income level, he'll tell you about more investments that suit your income level. He'll tell you the risk and the risk associated. And of course, don't invest if you're not willing to lose what you invest. But another thing with the S&P 500 as well, it's like, bro, when the fucking world goes through this inflation bullshit, your S&P goes up. Like I was like, how the fuck do people get how do you get rich? Like if everything's becoming more expensive and nothing is increasing in price, like your salary isn't gonna go up fucking 2x because inflation happens. I realize, bro, it's your investments. Your investments literally go up. Of course, if the market crashes, then your investment crashes. But the S&P is a long term play, and I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna play the game. But yeah, I think this is episode 3, I guess you could call it. I don't really have a name for this. It's just me speaking my thoughts, me talking about life and shit. Bare fucking flies right now. But if you enjoyed the episode, you know what to do. And cheeky little plug, if you're a business owner who wants to double their business revenue and lead generation in the next 45 days using YouTube or Instagram, there's a link in the description. Always gotta plug my business. I'm like creator first, but creator founder led business owner. I don't know how you want to call it, but yeah. And if you haven't started building your personal brand, by the way, start building your personal brand. Check out my second channel. And with that being said, I don't know how long this video is, but I appreciate you guys. I'm sitting here, my ass is flipping hurting, bro. It's tough out here, but it's nice being in nature. Oh, and if you made it this far, I'm starting a series on Instagram. 25 life lessons by 25. So I'll be dropping a lesson every day. No, not every day. I'm going to be dropping 25 lessons by the time I turn 25 on September the 4th. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. But damn. Oh god. It's this hurt, man. Sitting down here was tough.